Let's quickly have a conversation about how to start a Shopify store the right way. In today's conversation, I want to give you the steps by steps, the step you need to follow very methodically. So you actually have a Shopify store that's ready from day one and start making money from day one. So here are the steps I really want you to pay attention to. So first thing first, you need to get everything you need for your Shopify store to be ready. Okay. So before building everything, you got to think about a few things like, do you have a business idea? You got to have a business idea. You need to have a strong business name. Just make sure that this name is copyright free. Like there's nobody else actually having the same name, as no other business has the same name that you have. Okay. So it's important to check with the local authorities to make sure that the name is not already in use. You got to think about a logo. So those are basic elements, but they are quite essential. If you don't have them, you're not going to succeed online. You got to think about products. You got to have photos of your products. Okay, products, with products, you need to think about sourcing also, okay? You got to think about the content for your store's pages, like About Us, Contact Us, the FAQs, and so on and so forth. FAQs stand for Frequently Asked Questions, okay? By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. In today's conversation, I want to quickly talk to you about how to start a Shopify store and succeed from day one. So, number one, you need to get everything you need for your Shopify store to be ready. Number two, you want to start a free trial. You see, the whole thing is we know, and we have covered Shopify on multiple videos. We know they're a great tool, but maybe they're not a great tool for you at this moment, which is why you want to have a free trial. So you want to test the product. You want to make sure you're comfortable with the features, with the functionalities. Okay. And so when you are testing, when you are having a free trial, or a Shopify free trial, you have the ability to see whether or not you can use Shopify the regular way, or you want to have a drop shipping business model. I'll speak about the drop shipping business model later on, but this is important because when it comes to drop shipping, which is actually a business model where you don't actually store anything, you just you outsource the shipment, you have sales in your stores and you have somebody else doing the job for you. That person will ship the product to your customer. So that model might require some plugins. Okay, you might have to connect to your Shopify store to a third-party app like Spockets or Deezers to make that happen. The third thing I want you to do here is to add products to your Shopify store. So basically, a Shopify store is just an online presence. Okay, you gotta not physically though, but you gotta add some products like to your store. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to start a Shopify store the right way and start making money as soon as possible. So once you have signed up for your Shopify's free trial, you might be tempted to start picking themes and playing around with your new store's design, okay? Now, this is actually the fun part. Don't get us wrong. We've done that. But it's much better to add your products first. This is because your product range will have a big impact on the look and feel of your store. And it's best to avoid spending a lot of time choosing and customizing a theme only to find that your product's photos don't work well with it, okay? So ideally, you should aim to design your store around your products, not the other way around. So to add your first product, just go to product, add your product in your Shopify dashboard. Adding product to your Shopify store is kind of easy, okay? So you are able to add things like the product title, the description, the media, the pricing, the inventory, the shipping, the variants, the search engine list and preview. So those are important elements so that you know how your product is appearing in search engine results, okay? Because everything revolves around your branding too, because if your products are showing up in a very poor manner, this will have a detrimental impact, that is, on your Shopify store. So you want to think about things like product title. Okay, so the product title, this is what your customers will see when they come across your product, either in your store, in Google, or in Google search results. So your title should be clear, accurate, engaging, and relatively short. Also think about your product descriptions. Okay, so you want to make sure that when you write your product description, you got to be aware of your buyer persona. You need to make your descriptions extremely easy to read. You need to highlight any unique selling point, any USPs associated with your products, and you need to overcome objections. Also think about the product media. So ensure that the quality of the product's media is as high as possible. Ensure that you use the same aspect ratio when uploading product photos. Be aware of image resolution requirements. Okay. And after you have uploaded your product image, add appropriate alt text to it. Okay. So that you're really good to go, and watch out for video length and file sizes. This is really important. Also, next you want to think about pricing. Okay. Think about things like inventory, product shipping. Okay. You want to think about product variants. You want to think about search engine listing preview. So you see exactly what happens when you actually get your product ready. Think about product organization and product status. Those are important elements that you need to think about. The fourth thing I really want you to really think about is to create product collections for your store. Okay. So once you have added a few products to your new Shopify store, you can organize them into collections. Okay. Collections are basically groups of similar types of products. For example, if you ran, let's say you ran an online greetings card store, you might create a birthday card collection, a Christmas card collection, a Thanksgiving card collection, and so on and so forth. Okay. There are three main reasons why you might want to do this. So you are able to display a certain selection of products on your store's homepage. You are able to create a link in your site navigation to a particular set of products, and you can actually show it. You can discount a specific selection of products. Okay. So to create a collection, just go to products collection in your Shopify store and click create collection. Very simple. Okay. So once you are in the collection editor, you can enter a title, description, collection image, SEO information, and so on and so forth. This involves a similar process to creating a project. So creating a product, not a project. So what you have to pay particular attention to is the collection tab box. So this gives you actually the option to either create a collection manually or via automation. Okay, so those are like it really depends on what you're trying to get. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm explaining to you how to start a Shopify store. I like to contextualize the conversation so we are on the same page. You know exactly what we are talking about. So after you created product collections for your store, you need to create your store pages, things like About Us, FAQs, policy pages. Policy pages are really important because a website terms of use page, cookie notice, privacy notice, shipping policy, returns policy. Also think about the contact page. So this is a page containing your phone number, address, and a contact form. And a blog, because a blog actually lets you share news about your business or related content that your customers might be interested in. And blogs are also great when it comes to like ranking your website for a specific keyword. Okay, so take it very seriously. And the About Us page is kind of important also because this is an overview of your e-commerce business, your values, and story. And for FAQ, this is a page where you answer frequently asked questions about your products. And those also have a great SEO functionality as well. Next thing I want you to do here is to create your navigation menus. Okay, so once you have gotten your products and pages in place, it's time to create your navigation menus. So to do that, you have to go to online store navigation. You then usually find the option to add two menus. So you have the main menu and a footer menu. So you have to see what really works for your site and what your target audience is familiar with, or this is how they roll, so to speak. So one thing I need to say here is that when we talk about Shopify menus, the main menu is the most important for now. Click on that link and you will get the option to add the pages collections you've just created to it. And so once you're done, make sure that you save the option. Okay, you need to click the save menu option. And now you want to choose a theme. A theme is a kind of it's a pivotal element as well, because you have done your product collections, pages, and main navigation all sorted out. So it's finally a great time to pick your Shopify theme. As you can see, we did not pick the theme before, right? So to do this, you need to go to the Shopify theme store, where you'll find a very wide selection of themes available. Okay, the Shopify theme store is set up in a way which makes it a lot easier to find the right templates for your online store. You can browse using a wide range of filters, including price, industry, catalog, size, and features. When choosing a theme, there are some key things to bear in mind. We believe three are very quintessential. Don't let fonts and colors sway your theme selection too much. These are easily editable once you have installed a theme. Ensuring that the theme has all the features that you need, for example, particular layouts, search bars, etc., is more important for now. Okay, and most paid themes come in 2 or 3 variants, so you want to check each version before settling on one. And you can try paid themes out to see how they look before buying them. It's also worth noting in our experience that the prices listed for the paid themes are one-off fees, not monthly charges. So you're not going to pay a fee every month for a theme. It's a one-time thing. You just pay, like if you pay $40 or $50, that's it. Okay, it's going. You don't have. This is not a recurring charge here. One thing I want you to do next is to create your homepage. Okay, so you've worked on everything else so far, and so now you have the Shopify theme. It's time to create your store's homepage. To do this, you want to go to Online Store Themes, and you want to click the Customize button. Now, this will take you to a drag and drop editor for your home page. Okay, the default layout and the options available to you here will vary a bit by theme, but all Shopify themes typically let you add sections like hero images, slideshows, you have featured collections, you have images, you have text, you have newsletters, sign up forms, you have a featured products. Okay, so this is kind of important to really think about. And so it doesn't take that long to create a homepage for a Shopify store, because everything is built in such a way that you have a drag and drop feature. Okay, but one thing I want to say here is that do not overwhelm your visitors with information. Keep things simple. Simple wins the game. Okay, keep things simple. Highlight your best products, avoid clutter, and make it super easy for your potential customers to find what they're looking for. Okay, and you can also do some user testing to see what really works also. Next, I want you to really apply your brand. So it's time to customize your store so that it makes use of your own logo, typefaces, and colors, the key elements of your business's brand. Okay, to add a logo to your Shopify store, you want to go to Online Store Themes and Customize. Okay, this is pretty straightforward, nothing complicated. And so to actually customize typefaces and colors, you want to go to Online Store Themes Customize. You want to click the Theme Settings paintbrush icon at the top left-hand corner of the screen. Okay, all these things I'm just telling you here are kind of easy to really get done. It's nothing complicated. You don't need to have any coding experience at all. You can do it yourself, not a problem. Okay, so one thing is really important when it comes to selecting colors and fonts. You want to do research. You want to do some research, not like in-depth research, but a little bit of research into how colors and typefaces work together. Okay, and or better yet, you can actually involve a graphic designer in the process. A designer will be able to give you a clear steer on good font and color pairings rather, save you time and help you get a more professional result. Okay, when picking a color scheme, don't forget accessibility. Okay, for example, if you pick a light font color and use it for text on a light background, your content will be much harder for your visitors to read, especially for those with a visual impairment. Keep things simple if you can. Okay, and consider using one font only. Also, one thing I want you to think about is to set up your Shopify shipping rates. Okay, so with your products, content, and design all in place, it's time now to turn to the operational side of things and think about how you're going to get your product to your customers, how much tax you need to charge on them, and how you're going to accept payments online. Okay, let's start with the first one, shipping. So to access your shipping settings, you need to go to Settings, Shipping and Delivery in your Shopify dashboard. Okay, so you'll be able to set up a various types of shipping rates, like flat shipping rates, rates based on product price or weight, calculated shipping rates, free shipping rates, local pickup or delivery. It really depends on what you really have in mind. So which option is for you, which option is right for you will really depend on the type of product you're selling. Like it really depends on the packaging also, packaging cost, and your customers' typical shipping destinations. Like if you're selling to somebody in the Kiribati Islands or the Tonga Islands in the Pacific, I mean, it's not the same thing as shipping to somebody in Toledo in the States. Okay, so those are really important elements to really think about. So if you live in the US, UK, France, Canada, Italy, Spain, or Australia, you can avail yourself of discounted shipping rates by using Shopify shipping. Okay, this is basically a partnership, okay, between Shopify and various postal companies. So this is kind of cool. And discounts based on our research can go as high as 85 to 92%, depending on the plan. So it is worth it. It could be worth it for you. Next, you want to set up your tax rates, okay? Many merchants will need to change the sales tax or VAT, value-added tax, on purchases on their products. So rules vary considerably by country, so it's worth asking a tax professional how you should configure those for your store. Or you can just drop us a question in the comment section, and we'll certainly get back to you if you just let us know where you actually at, where is your Shopify store located at. In other words, where do you have nexus, okay? So Shopify facilitates automatic tax calculation for certain jurisdictions and can in fact even cater for the EU's complex rules on VAT or digital products, VAT MOS. Okay, using this feature will speed the tax setup process for some merchants. Okay, so you just have to go to your dashboard, a Shopify dashboard. You got to go to settings, taxes and duty, or taxes and duties. Okay, and so once you are in the tax settings section, you will get the option to create tax regions. So rules for individual countries or areas, and specify how you want to charge tax. For example, you can specify that product that product prices should be inclusive or exclusive of tax, or whether tax should be applied to shipping rates, etc., etc., etc. Next, I want you to choose a payment gateway for your store, because you got to get paid, right? You got to really connect some cash, some ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So it's important. So in order to accept payments for your products, you need to choose a payment gateway. This is basically the software that processes credit card purchases made on your store, credit card or debit card, by the way. So Shopify works with a lot of payment gateways, over 100. Think about that, 100. And they even have their own one too, Shopify Payments. So for many merchants, Shopify Payments will be the quickest payment processor to get started with. And it's the only one that, you can use without incurring transaction fees. So Shopify Payments is only available in certain countries, however. So if you live in an unsupported location, you'll definitely need to use a third-party payment gateways. So to enable a payment gateway, just go to Settings, Payment in your Shopify dashboard and follow the instructions provided. It's pretty straightforward, nothing complicated here. And then you have to connect your domain, okay? So at this point, you have essentially completed all the key steps needed to get your Shopify store live. And in fact, if you want, you could simply publish it right now using the My Shopify URL that was created when starting your free trial. However, it's generally preferable to use a custom domain for your store, like your sitename.com. Your own domain will work much better from a branding point of view and will help your site visitor trust your store more too. And you may already have a registered custom domain already, but if not, there are two ways to buy one. From a domain name provider such as Namecheap, Gandhi Network, or Solutions, blah, blah, blah. Like, it really depends. You have GoDaddy, you have a lot of them. Or you can just purchase directly from Shopify itself too. If you choose the first option, try to use a reputable registrar. In particular, it's worth noting that you want one that facilitates two-factor authentication, okay? Or if the second option is just a lot easier, you use Shopify to buy a domain. This will make the process of connecting it to your Shopify store much easier, because doing so will be a simple case of clicking a button in your Shopify interface. And if you buy a domain from Shopify, you get customer support for it too. So this is kind of cool when you really think about it. Okay. The downside of this approach is that you will be putting all your eggs in one basket. That is, your content management system, hosting, and domain will all be associated with one account. This could be a problem if you ever lost access to it. So some users prefer to keep their domain name and Shopify accounts separate. Okay. This is just from a strategic point of view, really. The last thing you want to do here is the next to last thing. You want to prepare your store for launch. Okay. So once, not lunch, for lunch. Yeah. Once your domain is connected, you could just unleash your store on the world right away. Right. So it's much better to check that all aspects of your store are working as expected first. And that's where a Shopify launch quick list or checklist, not quick list, checklist comes in. So basically you want to make sure that payments are definitely being accepted. Okay. Sales taxes and shipping options are working as expected. All product data has definitely been entered correctly. All copy is factually accurate, grammatically correct, and free of spelling errors. There are no broken links on your store. You have the relevant legal notices in place. Okay. And things like GDPR, CCPA compliant cookie consent banner. Okay. Those are important elements. Any contact forms are sending emails to the right address. Any order notification have been customized to suit your processes. Okay. And you have added a fave icon to your Shopify store. This is a little icon that represents your business at the top of your browser and in search results. You have enabled the two-factor authentication in Shopify. So this secures your account and makes it much harder to hack. Okay. And the last thing we want to do here is to develop your Shopify store further. So it's basically you actually like adopting a long-term posture, because at this point you need to think about what's next, right? So you have to think about, because once your Shopify store is live, it's tempting to think that your e-commerce journey is over. However, this is only the beginning, just the beginning. There are a variety of ways you can do to ensure that going forward, your brand new Shopify store makes new customers and becomes a profitable one, like continually, because and at some point you want to scale too. So what you want to do here is you want to add more sales channels. You want to focus on SEO. You want to engage in content marketing. You want to enhance your store using apps, and you want to use online advertising to drive sales, which you should do anyway. So adding more sales channels will help you out, because you basically, or you can add other platforms, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Twitter. Okay. So you have other ways of selling. And when we talk about content marketing, we're speaking about inbound marketing. In other words, blogging, for example. This would be very, very good for you, because done well, blogging is a superb way to generate organic traffic. Okay. And in terms of enhancing your store using apps, well, the Shopify App Store contains a huge number of apps and integrations that let you add a wide variety of features to your site, from marketing apps to dropshipping services to analytics tools. You will find a lot of useful ways to add functionality to your Shopify, site in there. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just speaking to you about how to start a Shopify store and to really have an excellent one. So I want to quickly recap here. Number one, you want to get everything you need for your Shopify store. You want to start a free trial, add products to your Shopify store. You want to create product collections for your store. You want to create your store pages, create your navigation menus, choose a theme, create your home page. You want to apply your brand. You want to set up your shipping rates. You want to set up your tax rates. You want to choose a payment gateway for your store. You want to connect to your domain. You want to prepare your store for launch, and you want to develop your Shopify store further. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.